What's up guys, my name is Ace, and Splitgate 2 is officially here, sort of. Just a few days ago, the open beta launched for Splitgate 2. You guys might remember I made a video about this a little while back when they were in closed alpha. And this is one of those situations where they're going directly from beta into launch, with no intended downtime in between. So in a way, the game is essentially out now, since it's not going to be taken away from us, unless there are beta technical issues, which there have been over the past couple days, unfortunately. The servers actually went down for about a day. I don't know if they got overwhelmed or what happened there exactly, but they're providing consistent updates. They have been working hard on it, and the servers are now coming back online at the time of recording this video, so things seem to be stabilizing now. But I guess that's why they wanted to launch in a beta state first before officially calling it the launch of the game. But since we are moving directly from beta into launch, any progress we make now carries over to the full launch of the game too. So for all intents and purposes, Splitgate 2 is now officially live. And I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, spread the word on this. This is not a sponsored video. I realize it might come off like a sponsored video, but I just like spreading the word when it comes to games that I enjoy, especially FPS games out there, and especially ones that are made by small dev teams. I just feel like they could use all the love they can get. I want to see more competition in the FPS scene, and therefore, if I can use my platform to help with that even just a little bit, then I want to be doing that. So let's talk about it a little bit. Splitgate 2, just like Splitgate 1, is a free-to-play FPS game, and the way that it's always been described is it's Halo meets Portal. So like a lot of the movement mechanics, the shooting mechanics, and just the arena-style shooter mechanics are very similar to Halo, but then we've got portals layered on top of that, so then you can portal your way around the map in very interesting ways. So at a basic level, it's actually a very simple arcadey gameplay loop, but then when you layer the portals on top of that, that can add a lot of complexity to the game and a pretty high skill ceiling and skill gap when it comes to using those portals effectively. And like I said, the game is free to play. It's available on all platforms, even old gen consoles it is available on. I guess all platforms aside from Switch, but PC, Xbox, PlayStation, old gen and current gen. And in my experience on PS5, performance has been excellent outside of those server issues. The game handles quite well on controller as well. It's pretty easy to use controller on. However, I would say mouse probably does have a bit of an advantage in this particular game compared to controller. If you run into a really good mouse player, there's not a whole lot you can do as a controller player, just because they have a little more control over hitting headshots, which is very important in a game like this. It does have a bit of a slower time to kill, and therefore headshots can really make a big difference in gunfights, and you want to be hitting headshots whenever you possibly can. And when it comes to what's new from Splitgate 1, well, Splitgate 1, from what I read, was actually started as a college project, and it ended up turning into something a lot more than that, and I think it ended up getting a whole lot more attention than the devs anticipated initially. So the game was fun. I did enjoy Splitgate 1 quite a bit, but it was limited in a lot of ways based on how it was developed at its core. So Splitgate 2 is designed to be the evolution of that opens up a lot more replayability, and I believe it also just set them up better to expand on it in the future compared to the first iteration that wasn't really built with that in mind. Now, some of the biggest things you'll notice that are different are going to be character classes, loadouts, and progression. The first Splitgate was extremely basic in that everybody just sort of spawned in, you picked your gun, and that was it. Now we have character classes. There are 3 classes available at the moment, at least. We have Eros, Meridian, and Sabrask, and each of them have their own passive ability, active ability, equipment, and weapon pool. So when it comes to the weapon pool, each of the classes has their own assault rifle, carbine, shotgun, burst rifle, SMG, and 3 pistols to choose from, but they're balanced a little bit different. So with one class, it might have the most powerful assault rifle out of all of them, but it has the weakest carbine, for instance. Then when it comes to their abilities, I wouldn't say this is like a hero shooter. The abilities aren't really defining the entire gameplay loop when playing with a particular class. They're more so just little boosts that help support certain playstyles. So on a gunfight to gunfight basis, it typically doesn't really matter which class you are, but you do have abilities and separate equipment that's layered on top, just to provide a bit more depth to the gameplay experience, as well as the progression experience. And that's a big thing as well with Splitgate 2, is there's a lot more progression to be working toward. Not only can you level up your factions, you level up guns, you get perks, you get equipment, and for me at least, it's nice and refreshing to have something to grind for, something to work for. I think that was something that did hold Splitgate 1 back quite a bit for many people, is once they felt like they had a good handle on the gameplay loop, there wasn't really much to work toward, and it was basically just playing the game for the sake of playing the game. Which is obviously fine for a lot of people, but not for everyone. For a lot of people, they want something to work toward. And speaking of that, since it is a free-to-play game, this is going to be supported by a Battle Pass, big surprise. And the way they handle their Battle Pass is it's progressed via Battle Pass tokens rather than just time played like you would see in Call of Duty, for instance. So to get these tokens, you complete like your daily challenges, weekly challenges, and then it looks like there's just a revolving XP challenge. So even if you completed all your dailies and weeklies, if you just keep playing and earning XP, you can continue to earn Battle Pass tokens, and then you spend those on what you want in the Battle Pass. And outside of that, there's not too much else to say. It's a simple, fun arcade shooter with solid gunplay on controller or mouse and keyboard, and fun portal mechanics layered on top of that. I do find it's very interesting. It's a great change of pace. And while it's not the game that's going to completely take over my gameplay time or anything, it's definitely a game I'm going to keep installed, and I'll be playing on the side when I'm looking for a change of pace. If I'm getting bored of Call of Duty or whatever other game I'm playing, then Splitgate 2 is going to be the type of game that I come back to from time to time just to check out and have a nice change of pace. And there we go. That's pretty much it. Super quick video. Just wanted to spread the word on this to make sure you guys all knew that it is out, it is available. You may run into some server issues right now, but it is a beta, so that should be expected. And this is where I'm curious to hear from you guys in those comments down below. For those of you guys that have played Splitgate 2, how are you feeling about things so far? Are you guys generally enjoying the game? Are you having any particular issues with the game? Just let me know down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.